Hi, Bill Durden again, and now this is kind of exciting for me. I want to relate to you in three parts. As I mentioned before, this is the second one, and it is to that notion of not underestimating your experience or what you've encountered, always remembering, in essence, what you've done and where you've come from. This one is when I was working at Johns Hopkins. I happened to be asked by the provost to go with a development officer, someone raising money for the medical school and medical institution at Hopkins, a very prominent institution, as you might know. And this was in LA, and it was to a foundation person, head of a foundation that gives out quite a bit of money. So I went with my colleague, and we went into the office of this president of the foundation, and I could tell right away, oh, this is going to be very difficult. This person was not ready to hear what we had to say. And so my colleague was very professional and started giving the what you would expect, a little bit about the hospital, a little bit about what we were asking, and I just kept noticing that the person wasn't really engaged. And I sat there because I was just helping out, and I was looking around the room, and I looked at the walls and this, that, and suddenly I paused, and I saw a bronze relief of a chicken. And I thought, why is that there? It was the only thing on the wall. And then I said, should I say this? Should I say something? And I was clearly going nowhere with the meeting. And so the reason I was about to say something was I was in 4-H as a kid. I raised chickens. I had a chicken business. And that's in part how I paid for college years ago. And so out of nowhere, I just said, okay, do I do this? Here I am representing an elite university, and I have a PhD and this and that, and I looked at him. I said, okay. I looked at him, and I said, excuse me. I said, I see a chicken on the wall. Do you have anything to do with chickens? He stopped. He turned from my colleague. He looked at me, and he said, do you know anything about chickens? I said, oh, yeah, I raised them. I know all about them. I can name them, the different types, this sort of thing. He said, oh, good. That's my hobby. Let's talk about chickens. Here we were for a whole other purpose. And he wanted to talk about chickens. We talked about chickens for 1 hour. My colleague was flabbergasted. This is, my goodness. And ultimately, this led to money for the medical school. My point, and again, this is so critical. I grew up in farm country. I raised chickens. I sold chickens. But later in my life, I was in a whole different world. But I never forgot that experience. I did not belittle it. I just kept it in my frame of reference. And sure enough, decades later, my experience with chickens as a child came forward to help Hopkins secure money from a foundation head in Los Angeles. Again, to my point, never dismiss, be ashamed of any experience because you don't know where innovation and creativity and ideas will come from. Talk to you soon in the next letter.